Hear the birds saying bye to me. Maybe that's my egotism, but right now I was picking these, and I was shout out to that thing. I don't know whoever, maybe somebody walked up the hill with a machete or something. But the opening to the hiking trail that I run up, it wasn't as bushy today. It still looked beautiful. These beautiful flowers weren't in my face, you know. Where's the speaker at? I hope it can hear me. Maybe I'm fucking muffling. Oh, where is it? Yeah, you probably can't hear me. Peace. It wasn't easy, but it was a beautiful run this morning. One, because I felt like an audience was watching me. Because, you know, on Saturdays, a lot of beautiful people that go hiking. You see the hill? It's all yellow. That's where I get these from. I don't know who it was. Maybe somebody walked up the hill with a machete and was chopping down the path as they were walking up. It wasn't as bushy. It's still beautiful nonetheless, you know? And, but like I said, it was just a beautiful run. I pushed myself tremendously today. I've seen a lot of beautiful females, and just the sight of them is a glory to my heart, you know? It's just beautiful to me, being alive, being a human. I used to think about that often throughout my life, you know, amidst a lot of the negative that was in my head. Just like sound, a lot of your thoughts could be muffled, you know. But when those tremendous thoughts that make your hair stand up emerged and found their way through the darkness, like light finding its way through a crack, through the mountains, you know, through the rocks, and I don't know, it's beautiful, you know, today, the beautiful morning run. I'm glad I went. And, yeah, while I was picking these, I was like, man, I want, like, if a beautiful girl walks up, I'm going to give them to her. And I would have given them to her. I would have felt more comfortable giving them to a beautiful female if she had somebody with her, like another friend. Because I think she would have been more open to accepting them because she would have had a friend next to her. And subconsciously, or maybe even consciously, she would have been more comfortable. When they're by themselves and a man like me walks up to them, they might be a little more timid. Like right now, as I walk down the hill, walking up was a gorgeous, gorgeous female. She had no makeup on. You could tell she probably wasn't the most confident, but she was gorgeous. Beautiful Latina, you know? And there was this Caucasian man. He could have been mixed, but he looked more white. He had his little daughter with him. Maybe she was like 8 or 9. And she had like you know what girls wear to the gym? Like a tight shirt. But she's a little girl. She's not developed at all, you know? I wasn't fucking staring, but you could just see right away, you know? I didn't even judge, you know? I was kind of thinking I was like, what's up, Dad? Like, because I was picking these flowers, it was like simultaneous, and I was like, man, I don't want to be like, hey, little girl, you should smell the flowers. They smell beautiful. I was like, what's up, Dad? And he was kind of shocked by that. And then, but he was on guard, you know, and I was like, you guys should smell the flowers. They smell beautiful, and blah, blah, blah. They passed by him, they keep walking. She was in front of him, you know. I just thought it was cool, you know. They were going hiking on the weekend. But then, I didn't judge what she was wearing. I was kind of like, no, she's a little young for that. But maybe she's not aware. Maybe her mom dresses like that, you know. Maybe she has an older sister that works out and wears that stuff, you know. I'd rather it be that than her on fucking TikTok or Instagram seeing all these fucking females. I'd rather that, you know. That she has a sister that dresses like that. Could be like a teenage sister. The dad looked like he had her. The dad looked like he was mid-40s, you know. And but he was seeming really cool, and I don't know, I want to do a poll. What do you guys think about that? A little girl dressed like she was at the gym working out, like a gym model. But like I said, I think, you know, we live in America where women should be allowed to dress how they do. And men have to realize we live in America, and they have to be able to control themselves. You know, there's a way to go at it trying to holler at a girl. You could be persistent, but to be creepy, to be like somebody who's bummy, who doesn't need or a drug addict, or has the mentality of a gangster. You're trying to holler at this beautiful girl at the gym. But you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference, you know. There's a way to approach it, and yeah, we live in America. Females should be able to dress how they want because that's the agreement that we have coming to America. And I think a lot of these laws should be that simple. Should be like that simple, even in wording. Like, you come to America, you say what the fuck you want. People will judge you off that. You could act how you want. People are allowed to have an opinion on how you act. And you could dress how you want. Women are allowed to dress how they want, all right? But you're not allowed to be fucking touching them or stalking them. Because then there is a law where they could get a restraining order on you. You don't go to jail for having a restraining order. You go to jail for breaking the restraining order. You know what I'm saying? Et cetera, et cetera. And so yeah, I don't know. I don't really judge that too much. I think it's a learning thing where we live in America. This lady, I don't know, she's fucking scared. I'm not scared of her, but just kidding. I don't know where she walks from. She's walking from... She's always walking. Like, even when I used to stay in my car right here, I've always seen her walk. You know, she's getting off of work or where she walks from. Or a lot of these buses right here take forever. But I don't know. Maybe she works at a warehouse right here. But yeah, it's a learning thing. We live in America where I guess little girls could dress how they want as long as their parents let them. But I don't know. I just, like I said, I think even a lot of times the child's not even aware. The child's not aware that, like I said, there's like an influence. They see like an older fucking person in their life dressing that way, they're gonna dress that way. Doesn't mean they know what sex is, you know? I don't know. I was just more curious to how the world would feel about that. Like, I wish I had a female with me that would have seen it and we looked at each other and had a discussion about it, you know? Like I said, the little girl was dressed like she was a gym model. It's pretty interesting. But anyway, peace. Oh yeah, and like coming up from my upbringing, you know, having sex at an early age, and I ain't gonna lie, I thought about doing porn, and I still wish I had I could run into a female that finds me attractive, and all of a sudden she's like either open to doing some sort of like OnlyFans, you know. I don't know if I want to do porn, like be like a porn star, like have to be a part of like a production. I'd rather be in control of it. And you know, and I'm very interested, not just in the like, I'm into the psychology or the philosophical reason. I don't know, I'm just interested in these females that do pornography, you know. And so there's some interviews, I guess you could say partial podcasts. There's this guy, he has a channel called, I'm not sure, it's called Bougie Show or something. I think he's from Florida. And like there was these two porn stars there. One caught my eye, and one I actually like seen her work. And then the other one that caught my eye, yeah, man, I fell in love with her. But both of them, yeah, he asked an interesting question. He asked them if you could sit down with anybody, like sit down with anybody and have a conversation with them, anybody that ever existed in life. And both of these females, they picked authors, they picked writers, they picked men who like wrote books and wrote essays, like philosophers and psychologists, you know, doctors of the mind and the world and the way they see things. One was Alan Watts and the other one was Sigmund Freud. And man, that shit like gave me a little bit of hope, because I like reading books and I like talking about what's in my mind, and I like expressing myself and my ideas. And I'm like, dude, these fucking beautiful porn star females who are so open in a sense, like they know themselves, like, and they're both kind of similar. They're like, they separate their character on video with who they really are. Like they separate their personal life with this character that they are allow the world in on. And that was very interesting to me. Like they're interesting to me. it just like made me like excited, like, oh my goodness, these women, like, if they would have a conversation with these fucking Sigmund Freud and Alan Watts dudes who were like considered square and educated, and like they would obviously they would probably fall in love with them. So these women appreciate the mind, you know. And I don't know, I feel like there's like people who watch maybe my channel, like these females who probably don't want to let me know that they have, maybe like I just fit like a part of their life or their heart that is different or separated from, like in a sense, like there are people who might be like you don't want to meet your idol in a sense. Not that I'm anybody's idol, but just that idea that, oh, I don't want to meet that idol. What if I get heartbroken, you know? What if I meet them and they're an asshole? You know, I love them for their art or their work. So I feel like there might be females out there, and I'm hoping I have some that cross my mind. Some from my city, but like I never really expanded any further. But I do have plans to go visit at least parts of the country to start off with that I'm really interested in, like the 13 colonies and shit, like that area. And yeah, and then I seen another one, the Nauk Boys. They had an interview recently with this female called Abella Danger, who was also she's actually been in the game longer than these two. These two are kind of new, but they're kind of popping right now. But this other one, Abella Danger, she even said that, well, she's actually a college student in philosophy. She wants to be a lawyer, and she was on the debate team. So like it was like 3 of these porn stars have the same idea and the same excitement for the mind and ideas, and you know, I was like, oh shit, like, you know. So all you nerdy fuckers, stay nerdy, man. You guys are the blessed ones, you know. Not when you play these fucking popular sports like football or like basketball that kind of give you premature fame, like in the little social sector that you come from, which is your school. And yeah, very similar, these 3 beautiful women who really self-sacrifice and put their face to their name, and you know, allow the world in on or pretty much their whole physical realm, really, but guard their mind, you know. And yeah, it's pretty intense, and I just love it, actually. I really admire these type of females, you know. And I don't know if I could make one just, I don't know. I'm different. I feel like I'm grown, but back then I would have been more possessive. But I think that it could even be like a game, like a personal game to yourself. When if you see your lover with somebody else, you have to be like fighting. You're like, all right, don't get upset, don't get jealous, you know. Just I don't know. I think somewhere these people are different. I don't want to say you're damaged, or I don't want to say for myself that we're damaged, or I don't know. I think everybody has their reasons, you know. And shout out to Nathaniel Brandon. I love that book, man, the self-esteem book. Yeah. It's awesome. Now I want to read Alan Watts and Sigmund Freud, but Sigmund Freud was on my list of authors to read. And Alan Watts, he just joined it, so anyway, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat. Then I'm gonna go to the swap meet. Get myself some wife beaters. Peace. If you're someone who's outside a lot in the sun, you notice a lot of times on the edge of the concrete, you'll see the lizards as you're walking on the sidewalk. Then enjoy the sun. You see them more when the sun is out. Sometimes you even see a lizard like fried. It's like if they just died out in the sun. Maybe they had it like eternal. Maybe they had internal pain and the sun just soothed them, you know? The sun is very soothing. I mean, if you're just out in the sun, I'm sure it could get annoying if you have clothes on and you're sweating and you didn't intend to sweat. But the California sun feels very soothing. I had a thought right now. Like, obviously when I walk by the lizard laying out in the sun on the edge of the concrete or the cement, it's like a giant is coming their way and they don't want to get squished, so they run back under the bush or something. I thought, like, I hope when like I startle a lizard and it goes back under the bush or something and I interrupt its peace, I know the giant that I am to them. I hope the lizard doesn't take like a whole week to feel safe to come out under the sun again. I just thought about that. Maybe they got so scared that like they wait till like fucking it's real safe and sound before they come out to the sun again. Because I didn't mean no harm, you know? It's kind of symbolic to how we treat each other. Or when you mistreat somebody, you know the effects that it has down the line. The distrust to life we create in our mind because of maybe one or two people that hurt us. And maybe we've hurt people, so we're so scared of love again because we're unsure of ourselves, you know? Flowers are beautiful. I mean, they're wilting now, you know, as I'm walking. Like one just fell off the top of the stem. But it's as if flowers want to be seen, you know? They build strong bases, you know? And strong stems so they could carry up their beauty. So they could hold up their beauty, you know? It's like Mother Nature wants the world to see how tremendously creative nature is. Or whatever created this land, whoever created it wants to show its remarkability, you know? And humans are the same. We have like that same genetic tendency. I've never had one of these. They were $1 at the store, at the supermarket by my house. Let's try it. I thought about this when I came in, that my wife is gonna love when I bring these home to her. But then I also thought about my daughter, and she comes first, even before my next wife, so yeah. Let's see. Oh, I'm so glad it's actual water though. I'm so glad. Water in a can? That's an amazing idea. It just costs a little more, but this was $1. I'm so glad. Yeah. This is water in a can. I thought I was gonna have like that weird sparkling water taste. Like that's like the one that's not even like a soda. That just has that weird taste. Amazing. Peace, y'all. So my sticker guy, they shot my cousin Dom. He made this logo, and well, they printed out square. I cut them like this. Then they stand out more. It's not a lot of space. Got some white ones right here. Came on dope. I got my little business card ones. And the book was published in 1995. It's 18 years ago. No, it's not even 18 years ago. It's 28 years ago. Crazy. for as long as I've been alive, it's always been the few, the proud, the Marines. And it was just like a recruiting commercial. It's kind of always been the same commercial. Now it looks like a fucking video game. And it's talking about the safety of our country has never been like more serious or something like that. The new Marines commercial, I don't know if they're just doing some sort of a better marketing, you know? That shit looks like a video game. Using drones and blowing up ships and shit. Like, damn, they're showing that shit on a commercial? It's never been that way. Things are changing, bro. I appreciate your life, man. If anybody I've offended or did wrong or feels a certain way about me, hope the best for you and your family. I really do. And now it's time to really not take things for granted and really be appreciative of what you have. Because, you know, we might be called to defend this nation, man. You know, it's the best nation in the world, yet the most separateness, you know, separatistness. But just be grateful. Peace. I don't know if I believe in all that devil shit, but look at Kim. She's just a lost person. She looks like an alien. I'm not into all that, oh, she is an alien. No. I just think she's just fucking a weirdo. I think she's like in a dark ass period in her life. Her life is just weird. Look at those weird ass friends in the back. Dressed like the fucking priests and shit. At least the one on the right. The other one just seems like a weird ass fucking ready to have sex as soon as he throws his coat off. This guy actually looks like the normal one, even though he just tatted up. The wife looks like kind of normal. Like actually, like this one, she seems the most like, she's like the middle child. She's very beautiful, that one. Look, she looks fucking weird though. Even that one, like the Virgin Mary fucking head. No, it's not the Virgin Mary. Looks like it, but it's not. I don't know. At first glance, you're thinking, what the fuck, till death do us part? At the same time, you're like, man, these people probably go through anxiety, but they're probably pretty fucking strong, you know? Tight-ass family. At the same time, they're weird, but they have to be strong, being so famous, you know? Yeah, for sure. Congrats, though, man. Congrats. But Kim, oh, she looks like a trip. Oh, she's weird. Some information you find in books, you have to let others figure out for themselves. This book is pretty good. You know? When you put in the work, you don't want to share everything.